Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is Sayyid Muhammad Abdullah, and today we will talk about the ethical dilemma in professional ethics. In the real world, in the real scenario, in the engineering, we often face ethical dilemma in our life. So to deal that, we should have to very great knowledge regarding ethical dilemmas and how to deal that, and the frameworks that gave us the ability to make right decision at right time. So right now I have a case study. uh, it's a real world case study and regarding our field. So this session will gonna be very interesting and very knowledgeable for all of us. So let's dive into this. The case study is about Empress Market. We all are familiar to Empress Market as a Kakrachians, or you can call it Kakrachite. Empress Market lives in our heart because we shop lots of good groceries from there, and it's a very nice monument and very iconic monument of Karachi. But the Empress Market right now is not as it was before. In 2018, a grand operation was launched against the encroachments that was surrounded by the Empress Market. The encroachment includes some markets, and today we'll talk about that case study. That is it good, bad? As an engineer, what should we do? And I will also share my strategy and my reflection on this. So let's start. First of all, let's talk about the scale of this operation. More than 1,000 shops there were in the encroachment areas, and more than 3,000 stalls there were, and all of them were demolished in very few days. This was because this was followed by the decision made by Supreme Court to remove the encroachment from Karachi. So the victims are the historical bird marts. If we all are familiar from that, you can watch videos on YouTube as well. The second victim was the fruit or the vegetable or the dry market foods. They were, I used to remember in childhood, we used to buy there, and some stalls. So these are the so-called victims. And next, these are some pictures that I have taken when they were demolishing them. I have very high quality camera at that time as well. So now we will talk about the stakeholders. Then who the people are the involved or who in this case study. So the first are the historians or the history viewers, lovers, architecture lovers. They say that it's very nice place. Why we are facing this place is surrounded by some filthy and very encroachment. So they rise issue. The second opponent is obviously the Supreme Court, the government who were behind all of these things. And the third was so-called victims. We can call them vendors of the bird market and all of these things. I have great sorrow with them. Next, we will talk about the first stakeholder, that is heritage lover. Their motivations. Who are they? They are architects and historians and whatever. And their motivations to live to see the Empress Market as it was in the time of Victoria, when the Queen Victoria was were used to walk in the streets of the suburbs. It was very clean at that time, so they wanna see it right this as it was before. They say that the Karachi is that this building is the monument of Karachi. It's seen, must be seen and respected. So the second you can call stakeholders is our vendors. They say that, so basically these are the third generations of the vendor. They were not the original one. They died, then they married, then their children came, and then they married, then they died, and then it was the third generation of the children. So they say it in very emotional way that we have been live here for decades. This is not just a shop for us. It's the future of our children. That they don't. It was the skill that they have. It was the capital that they have. It was the good that they have. It was the land that they have. It was the everything that they have. The third stakeholder is our government, obviously. So now after discussing the stakeholders, now we will go through what the local bodies and what the international courts talk about that. Since we will gonna be a PC engineer, so first we will see this from the lens of the PC canons. So from my personal reasoning capability, I have applied the canon 1, 4 and 6 for this. The canon 1 is very nice. You can implement it everywhere. It's a pro tip for exams. So public welfare is means the good for the public. So why it was applicable here? Because there was in the bird market there was very hygienic smell there, and that will causes the very diseases, and there was also congestion for the traffic because there was encroachment stalls. So that was, if we will remove that, it will be a better for the public. It will be public welfare. That's why I include canon 1. The canon 4 and canon 6 is because since I am an engineer, I have got an instruction to demolish it. As a faithful engineer, PC canon number 4 6 say do as directed. And if I enable to do as directed, here's the canon 6 will be applied. It will present my society of engineer as a weak, that they didn't able to do that thing. So that's why I have to do that under the canons of PC. Now we will next talk about the codes of the international bodies. From international bodies, they have wider perspective. So from their perspective, this is not good because we don't have any displacement plan for the vendors, and I will talk about it later in my strategy. So from that perspective, it's not good. Now we will apply some morals theories on this. My favorite moral theory that you can apply everywhere is utilitarianism. So first time I pronounced it very nice. Karachi is the city lived by millions of people. More than 50 million people live here. 1/3 were here citizen, local natives, and the rest are the outside of Karachi. So greater good. Millions of people live in Karachi, and only 3,000. So what will you choose? 3,000 or the million? So here I have drawn a diagram for this. You can see that the it was tilted one-sided, and there was a clear mathematics for that. So, and now I will also apply justice theory. Is you can see a clear economic divide here. Is justice, is ethics only works for the poor? Why laws and all of these things only works for the poor? Why not for the elite? So it's not good. Next, we have more regarding that justice. It's from the justice ethics, it's not good. We should have to see from everyone from the same lens. Now I will talk about my personal reflection, not personal reflection, but my personal strategy. If I was engineer and if I was at that time ADRB before, so what will I do? First of all, I will do SIA. SIA is what I will take assessment, do some surveys, how many people were there, and all sort of, and gather the information. Then I will allocate a place that I will call Hawker Zone for that, and from that place, they will I will displace from then from that place to a new place, and I will reallocate them. I will not demolish them. I will not kick on their stomach. So in this way they will earn money, and I will not give them that land free of cost. I will charge money for that, and that system will be digitalized system. So in the for the since the system will be digitalized system, so no traffic police will take commission from that vendors. That is very prevalent nowadays in Karachi. So it would be a digitalized system, so they will charge weekly or daily on the daily basis, and for the limited area that the square feet that they were given, that's my strategy to resolve this. Now I will talk about my personal reflection. I personally think that a city must be not for only skyscrapers, but a good urban city is for the people from all sectors, the people from all races, and we all should have to be live together and happily. And a good city, a definition of a good urban city is equality for everyone, and the things that will be run same for the everyone, and no one will ever have any problem with that. I don't want to build Karachi like a Dubai. I want Karachi to become a city like a Medina. So since I have done lots of research, I have seen lots of the articles I have researched, but few of them I have mentioned here for the references. If you want, you can see. So that was for now. Last but not the least, before becoming a good engineer, you must have to be a good person. Thank you.